Hi everyone, this is Jo Smart from Fight Angels. Today is the 31st of January 2022 and I am here to do your February Lightworkers reading. I hope you've had a good January and a good start to the new year. I have to say I was very blessed to have a week away with my husband and my dog in this most idyllic place in the Shropshire Hills, which is panoramic views of the hills and no light pollution, so uninterrupted view of the night sky. And it was just one of those occasions to make you just feel so blessed and so lucky to be alive and so overwhelmed by the beauty that surrounds us. And I think I said at the time on a Facebook post that I did, and if you didn't believe that we are loved by the divine source, then going somewhere like that really does show you that we are, because the beauty that's around us is just so incredible. And the whole time I was there, I just kept hearing in my head, "Be still and know that I'm here," which I know was my guardian angel. And I think it's because I had that opportunity to just be. I was, that was the message that my guardian angel wanted to give to me. So whilst it's easier to be still when you're away and on holiday without the day job, without the chores and all of that kind of stuff going on, it's really important to try and take that into normal everyday life. So that was a lesson that wonderful opportunity taught me, just to try and get those moments to be still and be in wonder at what is around us. So that was my little treat for January. Come back all refreshed. So this is your Lightworker reading for February, and I kind of wanted to start a bit with how you're getting on with your New Year's intentions. Remember, we're not calling them resolutions, they're intentions. How you're getting on with those. Because the first week in February, in fact I think it's the 1st of February, we have new moon. It's new moon in Aquarius, and new moon is the perfect energy to really set those intentions. That's when we can really sit down and tell the universe what it is that we actually want. So you've got energy for a few days after the new moon, and it's a good opportunity to think, like, did I set the right intentions for myself? How have you been getting on with them? Have you been questioning them? Have they worked out straight away, or you're on the path to them, or are you feeling uncomfortable with them in any way? Because around new moon is a time to really be specific in setting those intentions. Have you wobbled with a couple? If so, now is the time to really make that commitment and tell the universe you're making that commitment, and this is the commitment you're making, so that the universe provides you with the opportunities and provides you with what you need in order to attract what it is that you are seeking. So for the reading, the first card I'm going to use, because of where we are in the lunar cycle, is Yasmin Boland's Moonology, and I'm going to do the new moon spread, which is 3 cards. What is rising up for us? What is the main message from the moon right now for us, and what is the outcome? The other deck I've got going to, and I don't think I've used these before, and the reason I've picked these is because you can't have the news on for more than a couple of minutes without there being something about the current cost of living crisis here in the UK, and I'm sure it's no different around the world, because we've all, been impacted by the pandemic. We're all being impacted by supply and demand issues, all being impacted potentially, especially in Europe and the US, what's bubbling in between Ukraine and Russia, and here in the UK we also are being impacted by Brexit. That's all I'll say on that subject. And I know that a lot of people are worried. January tends to be a bit of a difficult month financially for a lot of people anyway. And now we're being bombarded with all this stuff about energy bills, food prices, and we're noticing it as well. So I'm going to use Angels of Abundance, because particularly when we're setting intentions, and if one of your intentions was to have more abundance this year, you might be thinking, well, how am I going to do that when everything's getting so expensive and all I'm hearing is, you know, how poor everyone's going to be for the next 5 years. Now, there is enough to go around. That's the crazy thing. We just have to set the intentions of what we need in order to serve our purpose. So you need to have a fixed goal in your mind as to how much money you earn a month or a year in order to have what you need to serve your purpose. Now, your purpose also includes being happy. So you have to include things in there like treats and things that are going to bring you joy. And if you've got any guilt attached to that, then you're not going to attract what you need, because you'll be focusing, you know, on the guilt. So you'll actually attract less than what you need, because you'll be sending low vibrational messages up into the universe. So I've gone to the Angels of Abundance deck. This is by Doreen and Grant Virtue, and published by Hay House. It's not one I use very often because it's very specific, so I will only use this one if I feel that a person I'm reading for needs support in terms of, you know, their abundance and attracting their abundance and managing their finances. So it's very specific deck, but I felt like very called to pull it today because it's probably very relevant for a lot of people there. So we'll start with the Moon deck, and then we'll just finish off with a couple of cards from the Angels of Abundance deck. But while I was connecting and doing my opening up ritual and shuffling the cards to connect to them, one already did flip out, so I have put that to one side to talk about as well, because it's obviously relevant for some of you out there. Okay, so we'll make a start. This is the new moon spread, as we are in the energy of new moon in Aquarius, in the age of Aquarius as well, which is supposed to catapult us into the next stage of evolution. And this year, that evolution needs to be unity because of the numbers 222. So there's the first card. What is rising up for us? And it's about making practical plans. Number 2, the message is about what we need to release. And the outcome card is about balance, spirituality and practicality. Okay. So in terms of what does that mean for us then, right now? So we're talking about setting intentions. That's what we do at New Moon. And let's say our intentions are all about us living the best human life that we can and being as happy as we can whilst serving our purpose. So what is rising up for us at the moment? We've got full moon in Taurus, and it's the need to make a practical plan. So like what I was saying right at the beginning, you need to be really specific. How much do I need to earn in order to be able to do this? If you're looking at doing something new that you're going to need money for, how much do I need in order to achieve that? And be really specific. Do your maths. Universe, I need this much money. Not, I could do with a little bit more. I need this much. Yeah? Set that intention really specifically. If there's a date that you need to have this done by, write it in your diary. I will have this done by. So you're really being clear. Now, you still have to do the work. So you've told the universe what you want. The universe will help you to make that happen, but it will not just fall on your lap. So you have to really be clear. So this is what I want. This is what I need the universe to do in terms of the doors it needs to open up for you, or the abundance that you need to attract, or the time that you need to have, or the people you need to meet in order to get to that goal. But then you have to do the work around that, of like doing your project plan or making time to have those conversations with the people that are key to your plan. If your intention is to get a new job, you still have to look for that job and, you know, fill out the application form, but know that you set the intention to the universe so that your path will be easier. And you will have your spiritual support teams backing in order to get that, because that's what you've really clearly said that you want. So it's about you know, being spiritual isn't all about being airy fairy and fluffy. You have to put the work in. And so this is what is rising up for us now. If you are frustrated with your current situation, make a plan to get out of it, and be really clear with the universe. This is my plan. This is my intention. This is the outcome that I desire at the end, that I will have at the end. So there's some practicality, you know, associated with that, and making that plan. So don't just dream it, do it. What we've got the message now, full moon, interestingly, is about release. But if we are setting intentions in a place where we haven't released energies that no longer serve us, like I've said before, and the way I've described it in previous videos, is our mobile signal to the universe is crackly. So we don't set our intentions or communicate our intentions as clearly. So when you're sitting and making that plan around this new moon, or if you don't have time to do it for this new moon, get one every 28 days. So it's all good. You know, don't just get one shot at it once a year. Is what do I need to release in order to get that? In order for my mobile signal to the universe and to my spiritual support team to be really, really clear. What fear is holding you back from achieving that, from doing that? What is making you say, not yet? What is making you say, not me? What are those fear-based vibrations that are holding you back from clearly setting your intentions? What is it that makes you feel like you don't deserve that? Recognize it and release it. Cut the cord from it. You don't have to wait till full moon to do that, because this has come up in a new moon spread. So it's saying to really make the most of my energy right now, guys, you need to release what is going to crackle up your signal. You need to get rid of those low vibrational, fear-based thoughts, those ego-based thoughts, and really tell me loud and clear what it is that you want. And in doing so, know that you deserve it. Because if you don't think you deserve it, I'm not going to hear it. That's what the universe is saying to us through the moon in February, the new moon in February. Figure out what it is and cleanse your energy from that, either through cutting the cords, through meditation, through a forgiveness ritual, you know, whatever it is that you need to do. Release those burdens, release that baggage, and step into your manifestation power. Because if you're being guided and pushed towards particular things, if you're feeling frustrated with your current situation, it's because your angels and the universe are trying to nudge you back onto the right path. So you just got to release that humanness and trust in the process, and know that you are deserving of that. Now, the outcome is full moon in Pisces. I'm a Pisces. And what this is talking about is the outcome then is balance between our spirituality and our practicality. Because like I said, you know, being spiritual isn't all about being, you know, a bit fluffy and just going with the flow. You have to put work in. And, you know, sometimes, you know, and it's interesting that it's Pisces, because us Pisces are known for being a little bit airy-fairy and, you know, can't really pin us down and flip from one thing to another. Is actually getting that balance right, that and saying, right, my spiritualness needs this, and in order to achieve that and feel fulfilled, I practically need to do this. I need to schedule time in for this. I need to put some money aside for this. I need to change that part of my life for this, and getting that balance. So your human side and your spiritual side are equal, and you don't allow one to come over the other. So that's the outcome for us if we follow this new moon advice, which is recognize that our dreams will stay dreams unless we put some activity and action behind those dreams. And we need to release fear-based negative emotions that are holding us back from those. Like I said, the not right now, it's not the right time, not me, that won't happen to me, maybe in the next life, you know, those kind of ego-based negative thoughts. And the outcome will be the balancing up of our spiritualness and our human practicalness, because we need to have both. We are spiritual beings living a human life, so we can't ignore one bit and float through life just expecting things to happen because we're nice people and we trust the process and we speak to our angels. We have to do the work. So that's what new moon in Aquarius is telling us today. So the card that jumped out, I know I've said to you before, if a card gets my attention by jumping or by sticking or by slipping, I'll use it as part of the reading. And the one that came out is about asking for help and accepting help. So it may not be all of you, but there'll be some of you watching this video that this card relates to. And if you are in a position that you need to ask for help in terms of accessing abundance, then do it. There's no shame in it at all. If there's somebody that can help you, whether it be family, friend, or an organisation, then please do access that support. And remember, you give. You're a light worker. You give all of the time. Sometimes we have to allow the universe to give back, and that can come through supportive people and help from people or organisations. So this card, like I said, it did jump out as I was shuffling and just setting the intention of what I wanted this deck to answer for us today. So that is going to be relevant for some of you. Ask for and accept help if you need it. And there will be a position one day when you are in a position to give back. That's how it works. So you're not just taking, you are balancing it out, because you'll have given before and you'll give again. Now is your time to receive. So I'm just going to pull 2 more cards then from here. Go for the top 2. Okay, really interesting. So, what's the new moon been telling us, right? Make a plan. Get some activity and action behind our dream. Angels of Abundance are telling us to focus on our priorities. So, I've set the intention for these cards that they can help us in this. The advice for us at the moment, you know, as we potentially enter, you know, this massive cost of living hike, and what that means for us. And what the angels are telling us is if we focus on our priorities, we can't go much wrong. So what do we need? Not what we want, but what do we need? But that does also include what you need to be happy. Like I said right at the very beginning, prioritizing your joy, prioritizing your self-care. So if a Caribbean cruise is out of your, you know, budget, it's about, but you need to prioritize getting a break. It's looking at, you know, what is reasonable, but also going to do what you want it to do, which is give you that opportunity to get somewhere new. Change is as good as a rest. Put your feet up or visit somebody, you know, somebody you haven't seen in ages. That can still be a priority. Don't feel guilty about that. Or if, you know, once a month having a takeaway so you don't have to cook. You know, if that brings you joy, don't feel guilty about that. Add those into your priorities. But focus on those priorities. What do I need this year in order to have what I need to survive and progress in terms of turning my dreams into reality? Include all of that. So drill it down. What are your priorities? What do you need to achieve this year, and how much do you need to achieve it? And I'm talking in terms of money, cold hard cash, and that's what you need to focus on. So do the maths. My priorities are these bills, these treats this towards my my spiritual development, my spiritual growth, my purpose. They're your priorities. And anything else that's, just there for the sake of being there, don't focus on that, move that away, and you'll have what you need. This is a really interesting card, especially for spiritual people, because it's something I hear a lot. Oh, I don't like charging for what I do. I feel guilty taking money for what I do. I'm a healer. I shouldn't get paid for it. Like, what? It's your time. If you are somebody out there who's practicing as a healer, as a reader, as a coach, as a medium, anything like that, that you're giving your time, you're sharing your gift. It's no different to any other type of mainstream job where you expect to get paid and paid enough to survive. So these are also very relevant to me. I know exactly what my husband's going to say to me when he sees this video. Yes, you need to put your prices up, because we've been talking about it for a while. And we need to set up and move to the country and open a spiritual retreat and just trust that the angels will provide it. So these are very much, for me, so I can relate to any of you that this is resonating with, is, we give our time, we share our gifts, we study. There's a lot of studying attached to what we do. It's not just a case of waking up in the morning and being able to read cards. There's, or being able to channel past loved ones, or, channel energy for energy healing. There's a lot to it. So if you are one of these people, and I include myself in this bracket, like, I do charge, but I don't charge a lot, consider it, compared to some of my peers that operate in the same area of the country, is, that we have to put a value on our time, and we have to put a value on our gifts. And it's not just the time that we spend with the client, it's the time around that. It's the time studying, it's the time learning, it's the time working on ourselves in order to be the best healers and readers and channelers that we can be. It's the time we've been preparing the rest of our lives around that to make sure that other needs are met. So if you are one of these people that feels guilt for charging money for it, we're being advised to sever that, because all we're doing, one, is downgrading what we do, and two, is telling the universe we don't actually need anything else, that we don't need any more, that we have enough, and we might not in reality, particularly as things do get more and more expensive, and I work out of this hut, it's getting more expensive to heat, for example. So, we do have to take those things into consideration. And those who need it will still be able to access it, because their angels will make sure that can happen for them. So that is what we're being told. Get our priorities right in terms of what we need and why, and tell the universe very clearly what that is. Don't have any guilt attached to any little treats you might put in that, because you're also here to be happy. And we need to kind of change the culture, really, of the trade, if so to speak, of we're not worth as much as other people in their jobs, because we serve a purpose, we serve a light worker purpose, and money is the exchange of energy. And when people, I'm just being reminded of kind of the whole Reiki principle of there has to be an exchange, because if there's not an exchange, and an exchange that meets the value of what's been provided, then there's less gratitude, which means the healing has been less successful. So it's not just for us that we need to sever that vow of poverty, it's for the people that come to see us, because it's more effective when the exchange is equivalent to the value. Okay, we've been told. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I hope that's been of service to you. And gosh, the next reading will be for March, where spring will hopefully be budding. And I know last year I focused quite a lot at that time of year around coming out of hibernation. So it will be interesting to see what the angels want us to know for spring 2022. So good luck with your intentions. You've got this. See it clearly, feel it clearly, attract it. Made that sound really easy. Love and light. See you soon.